Man, I don't know about you guys, but the color combination on the scoreboard looks nice. I don't know why, but that pink and orange together, it looks clean. It looks clean. What's up, Bro Shack? How you doing today?
Things were a lot simpler when I was robbing banks with the Deadlock gang.
Let's make this quick.
All right. Map pick was from Guardians, and Saturn picked Attack. Like I said, this is the first match today we're watching that has stakes. Guardians are at risk of being knocked out of the playoffs. If they win today, they make it for sure. They actually will get the 1 seed. I know that's kind of a twist. You're like, goes from not even being in the playoffs to the 1 seed, but that's kind of how it's shaken out. Division 4 is close. Celestials, Angels, and Guardians all kind of in the same boat right now. Guardians are 2-1 right now. This is their final match of the season. And if they could get a win here, they'll tie up Saturn at 3-1, but they would have the head-to-head, putting them at the 1 seed. Probably not going to happen, though. Saturn has looked absolutely unbeatable. And they are going to get it done on first point, getting the picks, not losing a single player. They are going to snag it. Keep on moving. Where's the raffle? Oh, I got you in a second. I've been so good about the raffles, too. Missed the first one. Sorry about that. Raffle for the first map's up right now. Saturn capping that first point. And are going to get moving. And if you think about us playing divisionless league, a divisionless season next season, you think about a team like Saturn and how high they could go. Could this team beat a Division 3 team like Saviors or Instigators? Could they beat a Division 2 team like Ragu or Misfits? I don't know. That's questions we can't answer now because our current system sucks. But next season, that is real stories we're going to see. We're going to see teams that could start anywhere in this league, and by the end of it, they could be facing teams that you never thought they'd face. We could have like Saturn facing like Ragu right now, if this has the format that we're planning on for Season 5. So I think all around you guys are going to be shocked by how much better Season 5 is going to be than these past few seasons. Not saying this isn't fun. I mean, we're still having fun. We're still playing Overwatch. But just want to make it the best it can be. That's what you can expect coming up next. So Saturn in control. And they're just going to keep this thing moving and grooving. Clown going to get a double kill on the Widowmaker. And that should free up enough room to get this point. Woka gonna finish them off. So once again, let's talk about the playoffs because it's pretty important here. Saturn most likely wins this game, right? What's up, Zoomy 2025? Appreciate that follow. Thanks so much for tuning in. Saturn most likely wins this game, right? I mean, the predictions show it. We're kind of already seeing it in the match. If Saturn wins, they're the 1 seed, right? But then we're going to need to figure out 2 of Guardians, Celestials, and Angels to make the playoffs. One of them isn't going to make it. It's all going to come down to map differential. Guardians actually getting a stop here on this 3rd point, using that big shield to try and stay safe from the Clown on the Widow. Oh, almost. Very close, but Warden with a beautiful boop. Lockett gonna get a double on the Widow as well. Both of our Widows really heating up. What I just said before, though, has a major caveat, though, that I want to address. If Angels beat Celestials tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Celestials would be out. So Guardians, if you're a Guardians player or fan, and you lose today against Saturn, you are going to be rooting for Angels like your life depends on it tomorrow, because Celestials win, you might not make the playoffs.
No one can hide from my sight.
approaching the final objective with just under 4 minutes on the time bank. Mocha has just been automatic with the Zarya. Staying high charge, consistent damage, consistent push. It's been difficult for Guardians to really put a stop to it. And they're not going to. We're going to finish with 3:30 on the time bank.
Score 0-3.
So Division 4, honestly, with the most interesting playoff race right now.
Initiating match.
Division 1, I mean, that was kind of set. And a lot of people knew it. I mean, there was 3 teams that were kind of better than the rest. Same deal with Division 3. There are 3 teams that are better than the rest. Division 2 will be interesting tomorrow. Because like I said, Polar versus Phantoms tomorrow, that is a playoff game. It's not technically a playoff game, but the winner goes to the playoffs, the loser's out. Division 4 is going to be the most interesting, though, of all playoff races. Yeah, Powder, so actually it's pretty different from a lot of leagues, so it's worth saying, but head-to-head is our first tiebreaker. Map differential only comes into play if we have like a loop, right? For example, Guardians beat Celestials. Well, let's go the other way. Angels beat Guardians. Guardians beat Celestials. So if Celestials beat Angels tomorrow, then they're in a loop. One team beat another, that beat another, that beat another, right? And that is when map differential comes into play. And that is what we could have if Guardians lose today and Celestials beat Angels tomorrow. So that is why it's very interesting. We've had that happen actually a lot. That's happened basically in every season. Saturn actually didn't make the playoffs last season because there was a loop between Saviors, Instigators, and Saturn last season. But Saturn had the worst map differential, so they missed the playoffs last season for Division 3. So we see it happen a lot actually. Swapping sides, the Guardians are going to be on attack. They have quite the feat asked of them right now. This Saturn team has not shown a single weakness all season. The only team that even really gave them a run for their money was Celestials, and I really wouldn't even call that match close. And Celestials had GMs in that game, man. I think they had a champ player in that game, and it still wasn't close. I mean, like, what do you got to do to win a Division 4 match, man? You could bring a champ player to Division 4 and not win. Like, that's how you know divisions are busted. But Guardians, actually, while I'm yapping away, are going to get a couple picks. Garcia's still in the area and could assassinate someone like the Widow from behind. I don't know if they know where well, they definitely know where they are now. Guardian's gonna actually snack it.
Stop the payload.
Guardian does get Cherry B. The damage is already done. That is correct, Lily. Any team can win the prize pool next season. Any single team. It's not gonna be easy. But any team. If you win, you play better teams. If you lose, you play worse teams. That's what Season 5 is going to be. It's going to last 7 weeks, and it's going to be 7 weeks of that. Once we do it for 7 weeks, the top 12 teams are going to move to the playoffs. And then that is where we're going to decide who our winners are. It's going to be, oh God, I can't wait. I just want to cancel this season right now and just start it. I'm doing my best to stay positive because these teams have, like a lot of teams have worked hard in this season. And I don't want to discredit, you know, their efforts in grinding to get where they are, you know. But man, next season's going to be so much fun. I'm fiending for it, I really am. Plus, just as a little bonus while I'm advertising it, you will never face the same team twice during the regular season. So you'll have a new opponent every week. Every team is going to have 7 teams they play, and they will never play the same team twice. So it's just going to be so much unique, awesome matchups and close matchups. Guardians did well to get this point, but now they're having a hard time even getting out of spawn. And man, we've still got 3 minutes on the clock. What are your predictions for tomorrow? Okay, that'll give me something to do. Let me check. Okay. My predictions for tomorrow is that Phoenix will beat Legion. Polar versus Phantoms is hard. I don't know who Phantoms are playing. I'll say Polar beats Phantoms, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll say Celestials beat Angels, and Evergreen will beat Saviors. Those are the predictions for tomorrow. And in the meantime, while I was giving my predictions, Guardians finally able to break through the spawn. And Soleil's gonna have themselves a time swinging away, gonna get a triple. That weapon skin is cool. Probably not worth the $1 million it is to buy it, but it is fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. What if there's 2 top teams that go 6-1? Won't they play again if they beat them week 1? But since no. So what? Here's what the system does, and this is a very common bracket style. This isn't my creation, right? It takes the highest team, right? So like, let's just say because Hunters right now are the highest team in our league, right? It would take Hunters, and it would find the highest team that Hunters hasn't played yet, right? And then it would face them up against it. So even if week 7, 2 teams are 6-1, but if they played each other, they won't play each other again. So you got to make every matchup count, because you're not going to have a chance at a team. Again, every single match is unique. You're not going to have that happen again unless it's the playoffs. Because I just want to be fun. That would be fun. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to watch Hunters and Phoenix play each other 6 times in a season. It's not going to be fun. One time will be fun because it'll be special, unique. Lockett gonna get Garcia. A little opening pick here for Guardians as they're getting close to this point. They do have 4 players alive, but they've got no ults, while Guardians have both their DPS ults. They've got to use them now to try and stop them. Meowpilled using the only ult they had. Somehow Aqua's High Noon doesn't kill anything. I thought for sure it had at least 1 skull. Lockett going pretty crazy on the DPS, but it's just not enough. They're getting pick after pick. Garcia knew the Sombra was somewhere over there and finishing him off. And dude, I don't think Guardians touch. They needed their Sombra to stay alive, but it's difficult to do that deep in enemy territory. I don't think they have a touch. The Shatter will land. It'll be close, man. It'll be close. Nope. Saturn has not dropped a map all season, and they are continuing that with a win right there. Moving on to map 2, it'll be Guardians map pick again. We'll see where they send us this time. We'll be right back with map 2 after we get everything set up. Especially when things are starting to get real busy. Spicy, I won the auction for a picture on the Be Right Back screen. Where is it? Did you tell me what picture it was? I was waiting for you to tell me. Let me check. Is that the picture? The trash man? Was that the picture? I thought that was a reaction to what I sent you. I apologize, Head. I was waiting on you to send it.
Safety first. Taking down enemies first and a half.
All right. Map number 2 could be the last map of Guardians regular season. We have lots of subs coming in. Kind of interesting. Kazi, who was on Guardians, actually swapped over to Saturn, I believe today. kind of sad for the Guardians facing their former teammate that they played the whole season with, swapping on the last match of the season, but that's just showbiz. We also have Shu coming in on Sync. Amara Winters coming in on support. The only players staying are Quokka and Meowpiled. Kyoka's moving from Sync over to DPS. And it's all Saturn in the kill feed once again. Cherry B doing their best to keep players up with a res. Soleil's gonna get a double real quick there, but might not even matter. Big Pig is hard to kill though. But Shu finally will be able to do it. Grace, can you add a Ta emote? What is a Ta emote? PA emote? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me know what you mean. Saturn are currently the only team in the league that has never lost a map. There are teams that have never lost a match, like Hunters. But every other team has lost a map by now except Saturn. And they might be the only ones to finish their regular season with it. It's looking very likely. This would be the last one they have to do. Kazu's literally emoting, so I mean, you tell me. I think they might have this one under control. As a reminder, this is our second to last game today. The last game is going to be Outliers versus Instigators, which is going to be about as close as the sun is to the moon, but that's my fault. That's neither team's fault. That is our system's fault. Quokka is going mental on the Bastion. Locket, gotta give it to Locket. They will always at least get one. But first point could be ticking down here. Gotta give it to Locket and Solis. They've still gotten picks this whole time. Unfortunately, though, no team fights. Cherry B gonna fly on in. Do we have a touch? We do not.
They got us outnumbered.
Swapped right after I bet on Guardians. That's tough.
Score 0-1.
That's right.
Ready for battle.
Yeah. Betting this season, it's been pretty easy. But next season, man, bets are gonna be fun. They're gonna have weight to them. Because, like, right now it's pretty easy, right? Saturn has looked so much better, let's say, than Guardians all season, right? But you take two teams that have never played each other, you smash them together, who wins? You know? You put Saturn against Misfits, what happens? You don't know, right? It's gonna be so much more exciting. I'm really trying to hype this up. I hope you guys notice, but I'm not even, like, it's not even fake. I saw Junior.
Did I scare you?
But this might be all formality now. Saturn has really just proven that there is not a team in Division 4 that can really challenge them yet. I know Celestials like to play a lot of their players, but if Celestials make it to the playoffs, which honestly is an if at this point, would they give Saturn a match? That's that's yet to be decided. But that's the funny thing. Celestials have given some of their lower ranked players like so much playtime that they are at risk of not even making the playoffs, even though they have champs and GMs on their roster, which is crazy. That's crazy. It's all gonna come down to what happens tomorrow. It'll be the second to last match of the regular season, and man, you are gonna want to watch it tomorrow. Celestials versus Angels. It is gonna be, even if it's not a close match, it has insane weight. You know? Guardians building up some ults here. Meanwhile, Saturn doesn't have any. Saturn already over 50%. You're gonna get a couple there. See if they can finish off the rest. Eva Bomb coming out for Soul Ace. Almost flattens the Juno. Amara just barely able to get out. Cutie's gonna get Shu though. The Guardians might be able to flip it here, and they will. So already progress from last round. All right, Whiskey, I do feel you, but I'm gonna make the argument that silvers and golds really don't have a place in any competitive Overwatch environment. I feel like you need to be at least platinum to be a player in a league, you know? Because if you're gold and silver, you might not like understand the game yet, you know? Like learn the game first, then come and play. You know what I mean? I do agree though that champs in Division 4 is crazy. That's why we're getting rid of divisions. Okay. But unfortunately, those are the rules we started the season in, so we're gonna have to finish out. All right. Saturn not dropping a single map in the regular season, the only team in the entire league to do that. That's also true, but Plat is even difficult right now. That we can work on. We can work on that. But I can't make a league that silver players can play against. I don't know what to tell you. Gotta have at least a surface level understanding of the game. All right.